Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message.
Hi, Ali. I know you've been busy. I hope you're okay after, well, you know you can always phone if you want to talk. I know there's been a lot going on. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a bit, well, you know. So just sending this voice message for when you have time. I'm going to go out into the woods at night to take some field recordings for the new series of Caledonian Gothic, or whatever you're calling this one. I'd be surprised if there was anyone else up there and I could just do with getting out of the house. But I'll aim to get a few files uploaded to the Dropbox tonight so you can hear what I'm catching. Hello, me again. Did you manage to listen to those files yet? I'm not even sure if they need much done to them to make them sound spooky or build them into drones or whatever. I know you value the stories behind things, so hopefully this voice message helps. I couldn't find the exact path you'd taken me on when we were last there, but I did find another tent den, is that what you call them? Looked like some kids had woven branches and wood against a huge tree that had fallen over. It's kind of hefty trunk. Not sure how relaxed I'd be sitting under it. There was a rug on the den floor. It was so faded, weather-worn into the soil. It must have been there for, I don't know, decades. All the exposed wood was covered in layers and layers of carvings, but I couldn't make out any letters or dates. Wonder how old the kids who made this are now. It's pretty boggy, and it seemed to be the only area out there that didn't have crumpled beer cans and disposable vapes chucked on the ground. You can probably hear a lot of wind. I know wind sounds terrible on recordings, pretty much a hiss that washes everything out. But it actually was a very still evening. When I sat inside that wee structure, there was just a really strong gust spinning round inside. I mean, it was weird, like a kind of mini vortex. I'm going to come back with some binaural mics to try and get a sense of the spatial movement in the sound. There's also some buzzing on those recordings. At first I thought I was picking up the nearby electricity lines, but I'm not sure about that. Listening back, it sounds too organic. It's like there were wasps or bees buzzing around while I was recording. But, I mean, there totally weren't. The rain started coming down, so I headed back early. It is really peaceful out there. I only saw one other person. A man in a tattered cardigan smoking a pipe walked past while I was in the den. He peered in to see what I was doing, but he didn't respond when I said hi. Suppose if I saw a grown man sitting alone in the forest recording nothing, I'd walk on by too. Are you okay? You said the WAV files didn't work, but you didn't say much else, and that's not like you. I tried them again in Reaper and VLC, they seem to be working for me. Except, actually, my sound card's goosed. That last one froze my computer and kept playing the buzzing sound right until I forced a shutdown. It was kinda odd. I became more convinced it was actually the sound of wasps, and when I came out the shower, there were wasps crawling on the window. An exterminator on the local Facebook forum said it's quite common at this time of year as they come out of hibernation, but it's still this sort of weird coincidence that, well, you like. Hope everything's good. Let me know if you want to talk. Hey Ali, not heard from you. I hope you're still wanting these files. What's up? I know we spoke about meeting up to take some field recordings together, but I had to make an appointment with an audiologist. His tinnitus has come on quite strong for the last few days. Hope it's not a big thing. I have a lot of mastering gigs booked in. Me again, just heading out to take more recordings. I know there were a few other locations you wanted me to get, but I really want to record more from that den. There was a weird thing happened to the audiologists. Apparently, I've got something called objective tinnitus. When a doctor leaned in close, she could hear the buzzing too. Something about the vibrations of the eardrum. Honestly, having someone else hear it makes me at least sure I'm not crazy. She did say it was strange it came on so suddenly with no prior history. I don't think I've taken any bumps to the head or anything. But I suppose a lifetime of being around loud, skronky music could do that. Yeah, I know, I should be wearing earplugs to gigs, you know. Still, listening intently to the serenity of nature will probably be a good break for the old ear holes.
3, 1, 8, 7, 5. 3, 1, 8, 7, 5. 4, 9, 3.
Hey, me again. I've sent you a picture. I know it's blurry. The wind in there had started up again. Yeah, and again, it wasn't windy outside, by the way. But it did make it hard to hold the phone still to get a good picture. I need to tell you this. I will go get those recordings from the waterfall in the valley like you wanted, but I absolutely had to go back to the den with better equipment. That buzzing sound in my ears has been getting worse. But when I sat down in there, the noise just stopped. It was like I was fitting in the final piece of some sonic jigsaw. Like some sort of frequency that just gets cancelled out when I sit in the cramped shelter. I don't know how it works, but it just stopped. Right in the centre of the wind in there. Must be something weird about the airflows, something getting trapped. But I felt so still, felt so calm. After everything that's been going on, it was so peaceful. Someone had been there since I was last there. There was a little cairn of flat stones right in the centre. I hadn't noticed this before, but remember I told you about an old rug on the ground that had kind of dissolved into the mud? Well, with the pile of rocks in the centre, I could make out a pattern, a vivid across it. Sort of like a labyrinth of golden thread with little knitted wasp pictures. I've got this weird idea that the scratchings on the trees were the sort of same pattern. But I mean, how could it be? It's just years and years of teenagers carving their names. There are wasps in the air. I'm not sure how I didn't notice this before. Not many. Not loud enough to account for the buzzing my recordings picked up. But they seem to be like caught in the wind, drifting round and round this small stone pile. I was mesmerised. Don't know how much of that was to do with the weird sight and how much due to the fact I could hear clearly for the first time in days. I focused on the swarm as it spiralled up and down this tiny maelstrom, going in concentric circles as they approached the eye of the rock pile before moving back up the spout. It was like they were taking turns to dive close to the pile, or even like daring each other on. Surely this is not normal wasp behaviour. You must know an entomologist, right? You must have come across something like this while researching your adaptation of metamorphosis. You know that feeling when you zone back in without realising you'd completely zoned out in the first place? Like when you're driving and all of a sudden you can't remember anything about the last 20 miles. It was like that. I had the recorder in my left hand, pointing at the cairn. In my right hand I held a circular rock. I don't know when I'd picked it up, but the way my arm was, it was like someone had just passed it to me over my shoulder. I wasn't sure what else to do and it was getting late, so I put the stone on the pile on the top. And just as I did, the wind died down and a single dead wasp fell directly down right onto the centre of the stone pile. Kinda made me think of it as an altar. I didn't think I'd pressed record, but there is a 20-minute recording taken then. It's blank, but I'll upload it with the rest. Knowing you can probably use some silence we both know has some eldritch story behind it. Oh, and I saw that man again, moving about in the woods around the den. Might be a local farmer or something. If I see him again, I'll ask him if he knows who built the den.
Stone on stone from gate to gate, through flesh and bone to shell and sap, like honey lay the taste. Come her blade, come her wasp, blade on wasp, wasp on hoof. The black drum never stops, the black drum never stops. The welkin rings, now come my queen. The desire of the moth is set, the desire of the moth is Eureka Let. Stone on stone from gate to gate, through flesh and bone to shell and sap, like honey lay the taste. Stone on stone from gate to gate, through the flesh and bone to shell and sap, like honey lay the taste. Come her blade, come her wasp, blade on wasp, wasp on hoof. The black drum never stops, the black drum never stops. Never stops. The welkin rings, now come my queen. The desire of the moth is set, the desire of the moth is Eureka Let. The welkin rings, now come my queen. The desire of the moth is set, the desire of the moth is Eureka Let.
Hey Ali, sorry I've not been in touch. This tinnitus is getting really bad. I've been going back to the den because it seems to help with the headaches. The cairn is still there. The wasp's still going round it. It's like they're sort of dancing in a spiral with just their stingers scratching the stone surface. It makes this high-pitched, you might call it a song. It matches perfectly with the buzzing in my ears. Makes a sort of lullaby. I slept there, actually. I did try to take more recordings. I even rigged up some devices to record it overnight so you could listen. I really want to know if you hear the same things I do. But I went back the next day and the whole place had been destroyed. My equipment was all gone. The whole area of woodland had been felled. These things are for, like, forestry management or disease control, right? Did they do it so quickly and overnight? That man I kept seeing had watched me lay out my equipment. I should try to find him, I think. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to take any more recordings. The tinnitus is getting really, really bad, and I've lost all the equipment. You just have to use what's already in the Dropbox. I am going back to a hearing specialist tomorrow, and then an exterminator's coming round. It turns out those wasps have made their nest under my bed. To be honest, Ali, it's a bit much right now. I must have pissed off some higher power to get all this bad luck. Anyway, not heard from you for a while. Would be good to catch up sometime.
Caledonian Gothic presents 6 songs folk historians don't want you to hear. This melody will shock you. Written and produced by Maloney. Sound design and audio mix by Gareth Burry. Theme tune by Devereux of Tin Can Audio. Also featuring the voices of Rhiannon Grist, Allison, Josh Holton, Sandra Spighel, Bram Gieben and Gavin Inglis. Broadcast signal intrusion by Alistair Rennie. Original development was done with funding and support from Creative Scotland and Playwrights Studio Scotland. See the show notes for further info, including links to transcripts. Please do like, share, review, and let us know what you thought. Completely and proudly human-made. Thank you for listening.